if you can see here, I have like a little setup. Nothing too fancy, which I think is perfect because we don't need too much. Do you have a yoga mat? Yes. Awesome. Okay, so I'll use that as reference, and that's why I asked. But if you have something comfortable to sit on, such as a pillow, that's also nice and perfect, you are all set to go. You can go ahead and sit up on that. And I like to just start in a nice easy seat. So when I say easy, because it shouldn't really cause you too much discomfort. And so you can make it work for you. And rather than stacking your ankles one on top of the other, like so, which can cause like a little bit of discomfort in the ankles, the feet, even in the knees, I like to bring one foot a little closer and then just let the other leg hang out right in front. So you're almost like bringing one shin in front of the other, if that makes sense. And then to give your hands a place to go, right, you can bring them either in your lap or onto your knees. And go ahead and just sit up nice and tall, or as tall as you can. Just take a shrug of the shoulders as you breathe in. And allow them to draw back and down as you breathe out. You can even close your eyes. Keep it nice and simple as you breathe in. Draw them up. And exhale back and down. And just taking this moment of pause here. Noticing the sounds that you hear around you, of course. There's always so much that's taking our attention away from maybe our breath or where we're at right at this present moment. So just notice what you hear, but see if you can just shift just a little bit from a place of needing to react to everything you see, that you hear. And see if you can shift from that place to a place of just observing it. So just noticing. And then maybe with a breath in and a breath out, you just lessen your need to react to what you hear. Start to notice your breath even more. So use your inhale to just expand through the front. And then notice your exhale. Can you just allow your body to soften, to find just a little more ease? And do that a few more times on your own. So your own cadence, your own rhythm as you breathe in, nice and slow. Breathe all the way out. See if you can trace your inhale all the way to the top. And feel your body respond as you find that ease on your exhale all the way to the bottom. Take two more like that. Breathe into the top. All the way out to the bottom. Last one, breathe in, expand. Breathe all the way out, just to land right where you are, even just for a moment. And then ever so slowly start to just drop your chin down towards your chest. Keep everything else the same. And then roll your right ear over to your right shoulder and just pause there. You can keep your eyes closed so you can just draw in and notice that sensation in the side of your neck. And then slowly your chin comes back towards your chest, and then roll your left ear just over towards your left shoulder. And then bring your chin back to the center of your chest. And if it feels okay, start to lift your chin a little higher up towards the sky here. Feel the front of your throat open up. And then slowly bring it back to center. So just the weight of your head is just nice and even on top of your spine. Take one big breath in right here. And a long breath out. And whenever you're ready, you can just slowly start to blink your eyes open. And just take in a little bit more light, a little bit more around you, but without needing to react to it. So nice. And then meet me in tabletop pose. So you'll just come onto your hands and your knees. You can move that pillow off to the side and keep it close by. But once you find tabletop pose, I want you to spread your fingers really wide, right underneath your shoulders. And then start to point your toes straight back. If that feels okay, you can press the tops of your feet down onto the ground. And then once you find that firm connection, take a breath in to lift your heart and lift your tail. Maybe even start to lift your chin if that feels okay for cow pose. And then press into your hands, round your upper back, and drop your chin towards your chest for cat. And do that 2 more times. Use your slow inhale all the way to the top. You find cow. Slow exhale all the way to the bottom. You round and drop your head for cat. Last one like that. So just matching movement with breath. And then you'll slowly come back to center. Start to send your right leg back behind you. And to start, I want you to tuck your toes under and press back through your right heel. Get that stretch in the back of your leg to just start to wake things up a little bit more. And then you'll slowly shift the weight forward. You'll pick that right leg up hip height. And then start to bend your knee 90 degrees here, nice and easy. So I want you to just take that breath in to press your heel up a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, maybe it's your right knee towards your chest or towards your nose and you round like cat. Doesn't have to be too big. Do that one more time with the bent knee. Kick it up and back, take a breath in. And then exhale, draw it in. You get to round. Now send it back behind you. Now I want you to tuck your toes under, but over towards the back left corner of your mat. And then press your heel back. Find that stretch. And then you'll lift that leg back up and just set your right knee next to your left. And if it feels okay with your toes tucked or untucked, go ahead and sit on your heels. And bring your hands to the top of your thighs. Take one breath in to shrug the shoulders and a breath out to draw them down and back. And then go ahead and interlace your fingers together. Bring your palms together. And then just start to trace, like your knuckles will trace an infinity symbol or a figure 8. Just to rinse out the wrists after all of that work. And then keep the hands interlaced, reach it up and overhead as you rise up onto your knees. And then as you exhale, take your hands forward, right in front of you, shoulder height. And then I want you to keep that long line, but just lean back. So feel the back of your legs engage, your quads engage. And then you'll reach back up, split the hands, reach them high. And then come back to tabletop pose. right into cow pose as you slowly inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, press down into the ground and round your upper back, drop your head. And then come back to neutral, and you'll take the other side. So send your left leg behind you, kick it back. Tuck your toes under and press back through your heels, straight back. And then you'll shift forward, lift your leg hip height. Bend your knee 90 degrees. Doesn't have to be perfect. You'll just press that your heel up towards the sky as you inhale. And then draw your knee towards your chest, round like cat as you exhale. One more like that. Inhale, kick it up and back with a bent knee. And then draw it in towards your chest. You round. Now send it straight back, but then bring your toes, tuck them over towards the right. So a little bit more length in the left side, and press back through your heel. You'll slowly shift back and bring your left knee next to your right. Again, one last time, sit on your heels. Interlace your hands. Awesome. And then start to just create that sort of movement in the wrists. It sort of feels intuitive, like you're tracing the figure 8. And then you'll reach that structure over your head, rise up onto your knees. Awesome, and then take it forward as you tip yourself back. Keep that nice long line, take one breath in. Big breath out. And then you'll reach up with your fingertips. And this time I want you to step your right foot forward, coming into a lunge. Take your right hand to your left wrist and just lean over to the right. So it's a little bit of an assist here as you just find that deepening in your left side. So nice, and then reach your hands high, take a big breath in. Take your left hand forward and your right hand back. You'll twist over to the right. Now reach both hands high, face the front. Bring your hands down to frame your right foot at the top of your mat. You'll tuck your back toes and lift your knee up. And nice and easy, just step your back foot up to meet the right and heel toe your feet nice and wide. Bend your knees a lot. Find ragdoll pose. You can grab opposite forearms or let your head, your arms, your hands just hang and sway side to side. Feeling your low back lengthen, feeling your feet stay grounded. And then start to heel toe your feet a little bit closer. Find your halfway lift. Your hands come to your shins and you reach your chest forward. And then your big exhale to fold and bow down and drop your head. Do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, big breath in to get longer. And then exhale to fold forward, drop your head down. And you'll press through your feet, sweep your arms out and up. You'll rise, you'll stand up and reach. And just bring your hands together and they meet right in the front of your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a full breath in. You might even open your mouth and just let out this like audible sigh. Might feel good. Do that one more time. Take a bigger breath in to expand. A longer breath out to empty. And you keep pressing through your feet, reach your hands back up, grow a little bit taller. Use your exhale to bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Sit back. Stay here. One more breath in to lift the chest. And then exhale to fold back forward. You bow down and let the head drop. Take your halfway lift again. Big breath in. Reach the crown of your head forward. And just plant your hands down. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. Your first one. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to. See if you can soften the shoulders, soften the face. Take one more inhale to rise up to your toes. Feel your hips lift. And then you'll drop your knees down back to that tabletop pose. A lift of the heart right into cow. You know it. Take that breath in to rise. And then exhale to press into the ground. Round your back for cat pose. And then you'll come back to neutral. Sit back on your heels. And like you did before, walk your hands onto your thighs. Start to shrug your shoulders as you inhale. Drive them down and back as you exhale. Now you can stay here and just start to lift your chest and roll your shoulders back and maybe lift your chin. Or if you'd like something a little deeper, maybe your hands come behind you. Fingertips will land. And then if you want, you can lift your chest first and lift your chin from here. Maybe lift your seat, but not a requirement, of course. Take a full breath in to feel the chest expand, this easy back bend. And then exhale, think chin towards your chest, and then you rise up onto your knees. Reach your hands up and overhead. And then you'll just step your left foot forward, taking that all on the other side. So your left hand will come to your right wrist, and you'll lean over to the left. Should feel good in the front of the hip, in between the right ribs. And then you'll rise up, reach straight up. Your right hand will come forward, your left hand will go back, so you twist like a T over to the left. Awesome, and then reach both hands high. Take a breath in, face the front. Hands can come down, framing your left foot. Tuck your back toes and lift your knee high. Step your right foot to your left, forward fold. Once you're there, right away, halfway lift, big breath in. Just one time, exhale, fold forward, bow the chest. Stand all the way up, nice and slow, sweep the arms out and up, you'll rise and reach up. Hands to your heart center. Collecting your breath one more time right here, breathe in. Maybe open your mouth. And then you'll reach up to the sky, grow even taller this time. Bend your knees, sit back, chair pose. Take one breath in as you lift the chest. Your exhale folds you forward, bow down. Your halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Take the hands down, step back to downward facing dog, your final one. So soften the knees, but send your hips up and back. Feel your low back lengthen. If you want, you can even pedal out the feet. You can take the feet a little wider and even rock the hips side to side, getting into any last little space. And then bring the feet, hips with distance. You'll rise to your toes. Drop your knees down. One last time, cat and cow. Take your inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, press down to round. You'll sit on your heels, either hands to your thighs, and you send the shoulders back and lift the chest, lift the chin, or hands behind you to do the same. Maybe lift the seat. And then you'll slowly sit back down. Rise up onto your knees. Take one breath in. One last side bend to your right hand to your left wrist. Lean over to the right. Back up through center. Left hand to your right wrist. Lean over to the left. And back up through center. You're just going to take a seat off to the side and swing your legs out in front of you. You can give them a little bit of a shake or a little bit of a massage here, maybe in the quads, all the way down to your calves. And then take the soles of your feet together when you're ready. There's no rush, of course. And you can even take your heels a little further away from your seat and hold on to your shins, your ankles, but I want you to sit up tall here as you breathe in. And then it doesn't have to be big, but I just want you to slowly tip forward. Once you find that point, it just like feels like enough sensation. You stay, and then maybe you drop your chin just a little closer towards your chest. And close your eyes. You're not here long, just for 3. See if you can come back to that observation. If you want to give your feet a little self-massage here, taking your thumbs to the arches of your feet. Last 2. Final 1. You'll slowly come back up. Take your legs nice and long. Give them one last shake. And then make sure you have enough space behind you. You're going to sit up nice and tall as you reach your hands forward. And then if it feels good, just one bone at a time, one vertebra at a time, can you slowly make your way onto your back? And then I'll ask that you take your arms down along your sides, but your palms will touch the earth. Bend your knees and plant your feet about hips width distance apart. Right underneath your knees here. And then we'll take one bridge pose. So if it feels okay, I want you to press down through your feet and lift your hips up. And it doesn't have to be the deepest back bend that you've ever taken, of course. I want it to be more about the activation in the legs. Can they be strong? Can they hold you up? And can you gaze straight up towards the ceiling and breathe? Find your breath for 3. Nice and strong, 2. Last 1. You'll slowly return to the ground. Feel your low back ground down and heel toe your feet just a little wider. You'll knock your knees together. You can bring your hands to your belly. Close your eyes to again draw in. And with your hands on your belly here, your eyes closed, use your next inhale to feel your belly rise as you fill up. And then notice how it starts to fall as you empty out. Do that 2 more times, like feeling that physical connection with your breath, letting it be your anchor to this present moment right here, if even just for a moment. And you can choose to stay here or just bring your knees towards your armpits and you'll just hug them in. You're giving yourself a little hug, but you can keep your knees wide to keep your low back from rounding up. Maybe you want to take a little bit of a rock side to side. And then take your arms out like goalposts. Drop your knees, or your feet rather, back to the ground. And then nice and easy, just let both knees fall over to the right. An easy twist here. And then back through center. Both knees over to the left. Back through center. Take your legs nice and long towards the ground. Arms down along your sides. And finding yourself landing in what I consider to be the most important pose that we take in a yoga practice, which is Shavasana. So you can keep your eyes closed. Be in that space of observation. And see if you can just take your awareness to your toes, the bottom of your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, to your thighs, and finding your hips. So the whole lower half of your body, you might even just take a big breath in. And use your exhale to just actively let that part of your body soften, relax, let go. You start to bring your awareness and soften and relax your belly. Your chest, and your shoulders, your arms, even your wrists, your palms, and the tips of your fingers. You get to relax. You might even take that big breath in right here. And feel your body respond to that slow exhale. If you can relax your neck, your jaw, maybe even soften your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyes, even your eyebrows, the center of your forehead. Even the top of your head. And so your whole body from your feet to your fingers to the top of your head. Even just for a moment, you take that breath in to fill up. Your breath out to relax. And take two more like that. Breathing in to expand. Breathing out to soften, to land. And over your next few rounds of breath, just start to really slowly, in any sort of way that feels intuitive, slowly start to enter just a little bit of movement in your fingers, in your toes, maybe your wrists, your ankles. And take your arms overhead and let your legs be really long, maybe even point your toes forward. Think of it as a big body yawn here. And you'll just bend your knees, you'll roll to the side of your choice. And keep your eyes heavy, just press yourself up and find a seat, sitting up right where you started. If you'd like to sit on a pillow, of course you can. And as you sit up nice and tall, bring your hands together if you'd like, either right in front of your heart or one hand on top of the other. And then slightly bow your chin towards that space. And just take this moment to honor yourself for creating the time in your day or the space in your day to create a little bit of space in your body, a little bit of space even in between each breath, maybe even a little bit of space between your thoughts. And then know that you have the power to choose what you want to fill that space up with moving forward through your day, through the rest of your week. So I like to offer up the option of just setting an intention or a word or something to focus on, just choosing maybe one word, whether it's breath, patience, courage, strength, whatever it is for you that you feel like you could just use a little bit more of today or this week. And just keep that word in your mind. Take a big breath in, a long breath out. And I always seal my classes with this reminder of being kind to yourself in whatever way that makes sense to you. So then you can share that kindness in whatever way that feels good with others. Namaste. It was so lovely to meet you. Thanks for showing up, Megan.